word for 2017. It was a year of turnarounds, stamped with favor and grace of God. That's the key to the turnaround, stamped with favor and grace. I talked about the number one turnaround first would be a change in your belief system that comes from declaration. I talked about this was the year you put an eviction notice to fear, no more fear. And then the third part of the turnaround was that your wildest hopes and dreams and desires that you've been pregnant with, that you would give birth. That would be part of your turnaround and the birthing process and them coming to reality more. Sorry about that light change. So I had to talk about something that, a lot of people talk about, and that's you want to turn around in your finance. Let's get real. I know. Can I hear you? You want to turn around in your finances. I mean, all this word is great, but let's get real. I really would like to have a turnaround in my finances, is what you're saying to me. That's my husband telling me he's coming home. So let's just get real. You believe in turnaround, and you're looking at your situation right now, and maybe financially. So we're going to talk about finances, not a prosperity message, but a shalom, nothing missing, nothing broken, the whole wealth concept. And I made me go back to the word, which I love to do, and the Lord reminded me about in Scripture, 2 Kings chapter 4. Just a rush of memories came back to me, and I just would like to lay bare and share that with you. About 9 years ago, I was living in a rented house because someone had set our huge house on fire. It was quite an expanse of a dwelling that my husband actually, his own hands, he built it and he designed it. And so it was really a devastating time. And Dave was off shortly after that building a bank. So I was left as a retired radio announcer to, get the kids off to school, and basically just really try to love them because it was a trauma for them. I wanted to help with our family's financial situation, and Dave would get up real early in the morning, like 4, and get off to work. So I would crawl out of bed shortly afterwards, and I'd just soak in the Word, trying to find answers, because I'll be honest, I was just like in a pit of just so many issues that were just really dragging me down from the house. It brought pressures in our finances to our marriage. So I really, really wanted to help. And I'll never forget 2 Kings chapter 4. And if I just quickly go over that, it just had so much hope inside that. Now, the widow was a member of a group of prophets, okay? Her husband, who had served with Elisha faithfully, he was gone. He died. And the widow was left with just creditors hounding her, ready to take her and her 2 sons off because she was so in debt. And Elisha came. And I love it how she just basically, she cried out in complete desperation to Elisha. I love it that Elisha didn't have any piety or pity words. He just asked a question. He simply asked her 2 questions. What can I do to help you? What do you have in the house? 2 simple questions. All she had was a flask of oil. So Elisha told the widow, go get as many jars as you can and don't spare her. Just get as many as you can. Then he said, close the door, and with the flask of oil that you have, pour into those empty jars. She did what Elisha said. She closed the door and started pouring and pouring and pouring. Then she told Elisha what happened. The oil ran out once she ran out of jars. Elisha said, go pay off your debts and live off the rest. Isn't that a beautiful story? But this is the key. I realized as I was studying this, there were 2 keys. One was simply me asking my question, what do I have in my house? I had my computer. It didn't get burned. And I closed the door. Okay, I had to shut the door to my own doubts and any critics that didn't understand my time on the computer. And I went to work. I went to studying for everything from marketing online, video marketing, and then social media marketing. And later, as an author, learning just techniques to write, to put my writing out. So, what am I saying in all this? I'm still on a journey. I'm not saying this to say I'm financially secure, but I'm still on the journey, believing with those same principles. What do you have in the house? You know what's amazing that I'm learning? That in the process, God is so faithful to provide and support your family. I cannot tell you the joy it has been to use the skills I've learned to help Kingdom Messengers spread their message online. Totally awesome. But the point I'm trying to say is I believe God, this is the point, I believe God is setting you up for a financial turnaround for the harvest ahead. My husband always says to win 1 billion souls, you need $1 trillion harvest needed. And I believe he's raising up those who can handle the storehouses of heaven. Yeah, that's where the keys. He's giving keys out to some of you. I believe 2017 is the beginning of this turnaround when the keys of the storehouses will be given. It ties perfectly with the third part of this word of 2017 turnaround. Some of you, I believe that your desires and dreams will come with a financial ability to do what you want to do. Some of you will be in the process to be able to get your head out of water. So where are you in this journey? Are you willing to give your faith away and declare this kind of breakthrough is for you, this kind of turnaround for you? It's simple this. It involves declarations to shift your belief system. It involves pressing into Him and not the fears that want to slap you. It means believing in God who gives life to the dead and who calls those things that do not exist as though they do. That's Romans 4, verse 17. So, it's your turn, friend. It's time for turnaround. And yeah, even in your finances. I believe that for you, and I'll speak it over you in faith. I'll talk to you in the next video. And I really do love you.